Alright, I just got the Jar of Spirits from Corp. That is a 1 in 1,000 drop rate. It is not boosted. There is a task for putting a jar in your player-owned house, but right now I am a measly 47 construction. Yeah. 260 Corp kill count at the moment. The chance of getting the Elysian Sigil, which we're still missing for the task, that's like a 1 in 800. That's affected by the increased boost chance. So, yeah, that's where we are right now. Now, this is the exact reason I picked Total Recall, so I can do stupid shit like this. Like, look at my strength XP per hour in the bottom right there. Just, not that I need to get 15 mil strength XP an hour, but like, this is an 1,000 HP multi-boss, and it's just like trivialized by stuff like this. Now, keep in mind, if I had Banker's Note, I'd actually have to be, the kills would be much slower. I'd have to probably entangle it so I didn't have to eat as much, and you have downtime of eating and all that stuff, and it's just teleport and spec it. And then when my stats, when my last stand is off cooldown, I can just purposefully die and get my stats back up and not have to worry about ever upkeeping my superset stack in the bank. So, yeah. I think it was the right choice for my plan. Alright, so not the pet I was going for, but this was a pet I attempted to go for in the original League's restricted area league, Leagues 2? League's Trailblazer, the original. That was back when wilderness bosses could not be killed in this way. Back when you had to safe spot them, essentially. And I was running a mage relic, and I actually had to attack the poison spiders that are like outside of this area. While Callisto was safe spotted, I had to attack the poison spiders near him with a melee attack, and I had explosive strikes, so the splash damage from the melee hits would actually, hit Callisto, because he was completely immune to mage, and now, ironically, Callisto is very susceptible to magic attacks. That is his weakness now, so yeah, cool boss pet. So that's 2 wilderness boss pets down. I would have liked to get the Corp pet because that is the goal. But, another boss pet doesn't hurt. Getting a Callisto cub, I don't know what you can... Oh, I guess you can metamorphosis into you can metamorphose it between the Callisto or Arsho. Okay, cool. Another thing to keep me company. Alright, that's Fremi Exiles completed, finally. I needed to really do this so I could do Elite Clues faster, because there's a step that required Fremi Exiles, and that helped me get up to 94 Runecraft and 86 Slayer. So I can now do any of the Abyssal Demon tasks and leagues, as well as kill Basilisk Knights for the Jaw task. Alright, a couple of upgrades here. Well, I already got the Bow of Fahrenheim, and I didn't record that, and I corrupted that, so right now I'm at 39k points. Rune is at 45k points. But we can go ahead and make the Venator bow, which actually requires charges. Um, I don't know why it does. It's such an annoying thing to make. I guess they want you to keep um, killing the Phantom Muspa type of thing. But yeah, we charged it with some charges. And we're probably going to use this for, that looks pretty funny with the shield Fashionscape override, but 200 points, and this is going to be useful for Inferno, which I might do now. um, Maybe get my ranged up to the max level, do some like AFK Slayer with this thing. I don't even remember what my task is, but the Venator bow is pretty good for multi-slayer, and I need to get my ranged up to 99 anyway, which I've already said. Oh, Revenants. I don't think this will be too useful at Revenants, personally, but yeah, there's lots of stuff to do if I get bored. Of Corp. I did a little bit of Corp last night, and got up to 5 or 6, um, 6 spectral sigils, still 3 shields, no other sigils. Um, yeah, weird luck, but that's what we are right now for progress. Alright, so I did attempt Inferno this morning twice. The first time I attempted it with just the Venator bow. That's literally all I brought, even though I am running melee. And I got to triple jads, and I died at triple jads. Then I'm like, alright, well, let me do the jad challenges. So I did that, got my triple jad practice down. I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's time for Inferno again. So I got up to Inferno. I did bring my melee gear, but I was able to kill all 3 triple jads. I think I took damage off prayer once, and I took damage off prayer once, and I was using Bofa the entire time. I made a couple mistakes, like I said. Took damage off prayer, and I have a bad habit when I do triple jads, or jads in general. I will not really... I'll like, okay, well, let me just kill the jad healers, which, you know, you're not supposed to do, because that's the more amount of time you spend during that encounter, the more room for error you have, and killing them just really extends things. So I did triple jads, and I got to Zuck, and surprisingly, I made it farther than I expected for like a first Zuck attempt, whether leagues or not. I made it to the Jad part of Zuck, so a little bit right before healers. The short of it is that I got to Jad, and then Jad spawned his healers, and then I was still focusing on killing Jad's healers instead of Jad itself, even though I had all 3 of them tagged, so they weren't actually healing Jad. I think I took so long to kill the healers, by the time I finished them off, the Ranger and Major spawned, and I was not prepared for that, and long story short, or it's a really long story at this point, the Ranger and Major destroyed the shield, because I did not tag either of them. Yeah, and then I died. Zuck proceeded to throw his big ball at me, and I died. Last stand procced 2 times in the Jad fight. I mean, not the Jad fight, the Zuck fight. It procced kind of near the beginning. Kind of near the beginning. I basically dragged myself out of one of the safe spots, and I took single hit, and I died from that. I think Zuck Max is like 140 something. So even with the league's damage reducer, I think you still can die for full. I have to double check on that. And I took a whopping 20 kill break here at Zulrah, and as you can see, dragging this clip out super long. I got a Tanzanite Fang. Dragged the clip out long enough for my prayer to run out. So I have no idea. Okay, so I need 3 more levels until I can craft this into a toxic blowpipe, and then I can bring this to Inferno. I don't know. I think I might bring it to Inferno. I'm not sure. I know it helps for like Jad healers, tagging them near the end. And you know, that's pretty much it. Um, yeah. Check back if I ever get the Infernal Cape. Alright, that's really relieving. I guess third attempt is the charm. After my second failed attempt, I was running a bunch of JAD simulators. It's pretty accurate. I used to run JAD simulators when it was like in its alpha phase, when it was just squares and stuff representing monsters and tiles. But it's advanced to the point where it's like one-to-one with like really low detail RuneScape. You've got working models. The healer model for Jads is 2D, but it's whatever. It looks kind of funny with everything else. But that helped me master the mechanics. It's not really one-to-one with leagues. My attack speed is one-to-one with leagues. But the accuracy and the amount of DPS you put out compared to the BOFA setup in the simulator is very different. So, got my first Infernal Cape in a league. Last Stand did not go off during that fight. It went off during all the waves, so I haven't really learned Inferno. I've learned how to kill Zuck and triple Jad. As for solving the waves, that will come with time, but regardless, we have achieved the melee best in slot for the account. Of course, my dragon boots are in the bank. My dragon boots are in the bank, so let me go grab it and showcase the stats that we can kill Corp with. Oh, well, it's like an extra 3 melee strength compared to this, so it's, yeah, the Infernal Cape gives plus 8 strength and plus 4 to all melee attack and plus 12 defense to all. I would have never thought I would have gotten this even with Last Stand for the cheese potential, but yeah, we got it. We also knocked out Nibbler Chaser and Budget Setup. Yeah. Sadly, I believe the game, I believe Inferno accounts for when you pause the waves, so that was a 2-hour endeavor. What could have been, it looks for like, I don't know, some form of, yeah, it does count pauses, and, well, maybe it doesn't count pauses, but the fact that every time we did pause, we waited 3 minutes, and the timer keeps going even after you pause, which kind of sucks, but, I mean, I guess because your prayer and your HP can regen along with your special attack, that's why it doesn't really count. But let's unlock the final combat mastery. 3 range, 80% ranged attack rate, and let's see if that changes anything. So our BOFA is now 1.8 second attack rate. Okay. So if we do end up doing more Infernos, that's going to be that much more helpful. I don't have any more ranged items in my inventory to showcase it without putting my bank pin in, but I'm assuming the Venator bow will be the same attack rate. I don't think it'll go down to 1 tick. Yeah. That's a big relief, to say the least. To say the least. Alright, so I've been doing a bit of Slayer, a bit of working towards max, just doing what I could over the holiday week while visiting my parents, and I equipped a Treasonous Ring from Venenatus for 45k league points, and the elusive Rune rank in League's Raging Echoes. Alright, it took me, let's see, is there any realistic way to track how many Basilisk Sentinels you've killed across all, both mobile and Runelight? Let me see. Because there's some things like, there's the tracker for, there's the tracker for the gorillas after Monkey Madness 2, so I'm just looking if there's any way to track this. I don't think so, but I was basically all on task for my Basilisk tasks. I think I did almost about 500 between Runelight and RuneScape Mobile during the holidays, but my only other idea is maybe the NPC that takes you to the Isle of Stone tracks how many Basilisk Sentinels you've killed. That's a stretch. I don't think so. Yeah. Well, anyway, I got the helmet, well, the jaw, which lets me create the helmet. I just need to give a certain individual the Helm of Netziot, and I can finally stop doing Basilisk tasks on Leagues. Alright, so I did a little bit of Zolcano, got up to 56 kill count. There's a task for 100, a task for a crystal tool of any kind, and a Zolcano shard. So I got the MVP once, I knocked out all the combat achievements. That was not a task to do that, but I got enough shards to make a crystal pickaxe. So now I'm going to at least get, 94 mining for the biggest damage threshold at Zolcano. Because I only got the MVP once, and the more MVPs you get, the better chance of pet and the tool and shard. Because I'm going to want another Zolcano shard for the crystal felling axe for sure. 120, so I need to unequip and make that, and then just dump what shards I have in there. And 100 is the max. That's going to last me the rest of the league. And crystal tool, 400 points. Wow, that's pretty massive actually. Nice.